When you drive a new car every week, people often ask you which one is your favorite. Well, this week I've got a new answer, the Alfa Romeo 4C Spider. Now, the 4C isn't the most expensive car I've ever driven, not by a long shot. That honor belongs to a Rolls-Royce. Nor is it as fast and powerful as a Corvette or a Viper, both cars I've loved in their own unique ways. But it is my all-time favorite car to drive for reasons that just don't make any logical sense. For one thing, it's full of those Italian quirks, that euphemism that Alfa Romeo fans use to describe problems that could leave you maybe stranded on the side of the road. At one point in my test drive, it threw a temper tantrum and refused to start for about 3 tries, each time giving an error message saying service was required because it couldn't go into gear. On try number 4, it forgave me and fired right up with that glorious mid-engined roar. I forgave it too after hearing that sound. It has no glove box, no power steering, hardly any place to store your luggage, and offers lousy visibility out the back window. It's noisy and uncomfortable on the highway, and after just an hour on the road, my back would be sore from sitting in those stiff seats. Now, that didn't stop me from driving up to 6 hours a day in this awesome machine while I had the chance. I was just thrilled at every moment I had to enjoy the experience and to share it with friends. I loved explaining to everybody how it was built around an incredibly lightweight carbon fiber chassis, sort of like a Formula One car, and how it had an engine mounted right behind your back with this turbocharger that sounds like it's going to suck your head right off when you step on the gas. In fact, it's so exhilarating that it totally killed my productivity at work. All I wanted to do all week was drive this Alfa, nothing more. This is the second time I've tested a 4C, and this time it was the Spider version with a removable top to let the wind blow in your hair. That top is a real bear to take off and put back on though, with lots of these little pins and clamps that have to be lined up just perfectly. So it's kind of the antithesis of most modern sports cars with their one-touch power-up and power-down convertible tops. And still, the drop-top version is the car I'd want to own. It's just too much fun to roll that soft top up, throw it in the trunk, and take friends for joyrides in the sunshine. Now, everybody I knew wanted to ask how fast it was. It was 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. How much it cost, over $73,000 for the one I drove. And what I thought about it. I love it more than life itself. And that begs a question, why? How on God's green earth can I love a car that's so obviously imperfect and impractical? Well, I've got a theory about that. There are the obvious things, like how it's one of the prettiest cars in the world and feels so right over the road. It provides that whole man and machine as one sensation better than any car I've ever driven before. It's also about purity. At a time when most cars are built so perfectly that they feel like sterile, hermetically sealed transportation appliances, it's nice to drive something that lets you feel its mechanical guts for a change. This car is so gritty and raw feeling that it turns everyday drives into real adventures. But there's also something else, I think. The way I see it, the 4C's imperfections make it more relatable, more human even. It's flawed, just like us. And it's glorious, beautiful, and worthy of love in spite of its flaws, just like us.